What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Audit Podcast. I'm your host, Smokey, and I'll be interviewing a well known but underrated YouTuber, Ludius. Ludius is a really good, hard-working person who thrives for dedication in his videos. I was so excited to have Ludius come onto the show so we can learn more about his past and what he's built up to. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Audit Podcast channel, join the Discord, and feel free to check out Ludius's links in the description. Let's get right on with the video. Yo, what's up, Ludius? Thanks for being on the Audit Podcast. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your background and what you do in developing.
All right, thanks, Smokey, for having me, first of all. And yeah, I'm just gonna start talking now. So basically, I've been a Roblox developer for around 2 to 3 years. It's not really that clear in my head because I took a break, well, more like I quit. But before Roblox development, I don't really have much of a background. I mean, I tried Scratch, but that doesn't really count as development. But
Yeah.
what I do have a background in is kind of like content creation because I've always edited videos for myself.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of your videos and they're like really well edited.
I really do my best to edit because I had like a little, I want to say business because most of the time I was mostly like a freelancer,
Mm.
but I've helped a lot of people grow in social media, I'd say.
But like you done commissions before and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
like in development or in content creation.
Content creation, like editing.
Oh, oh yeah, a whole bunch of it.
Oh, wow. And so you actually get like paid to do that?
I don't really do that anymore, but yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
used to get paid a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I noticed. I actually took a look at your channel, and the first thing that I saw was your thumbnails. Do you use that style simply because you like it, or more like for the viewers?
The titles?
The thumbnails.
Oh, the thumbnails. I mostly, I just figured that if I make a thumbnail that I really like, more most likely some other people are going to like it as well because
Yeah.
that's kind of how I see YouTube, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're authentic to yourself and you do your content according to what you think is right, the algorithm is just going to find people similar to you anyways. So that's just kind of how I think about it.
Yeah. Do you make those thumbnails on your own though?
Yeah, they're actually pretty simple to make.
Oh yeah.
And
I noticed that they were like really impressive.
yeah, anyone can make them really. And for the most part, I have uh I already memorized the system, like the system that I used to create them, like the steps and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
already have also like kind of templates that I use because if you take a close look at my thumbnails, a lot of the character poses that I use, I
Mm-hmm.
pretty much recycle the same image and I just change like the
Yeah.
color.
So like you basically just use the same image and just change the things around it.
Yeah, I just change like the title and the color because
Mm-hmm.
it really helps when, because if you had to make a whole other thumbnail each time you make a video and you're trying to be as consistent as possible, it's going to get in your way each time you try to make a thumbnail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, your thumbnails are really they're like really catching to the eye. And I
I
think
really put
I think that's what drags more viewers to your videos.
I try to do them as best as I can. I'm still trying to figure things out because at the time, like right now, I
Yeah.
have like a decent amount of subscribers, but if I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting to start getting traction this early, so it kind of took me by surprise. I'm trying to figure
Mhm.
everything out, kind of rushing everything if I'm being honest right now.
Yeah. Well, your YouTube channel is growing pretty quick, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's right now it kind of stopped, mostly because I haven't been able to like record as freely.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just can't record where I want to record, and I have to lower my voice. I can't use the tones that I want to use. I can speak as loud, but we're gonna get back to it, and definitely the channel is gonna start getting that traction again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you make really simple videos and I think a lot of people would enjoy watching them.
Yeah, if like my content is nothing crazy. Like I'm not the best scripter, I'm not the best
Mm-hmm.
stitcher, but what I think I do pretty well is that I make, like, for most of my videos they are relatable, and
Yeah.
that's, yeah, I think that's what people like the most about it.
Mm-hmm. And I think other Roblox developers would like watching your videos.
I mean, yeah, probably, especially if they're starting.
Mm-hmm.
If they're around my level or maybe a little bit lower, I mean, probably like higher as well, but
Yeah.
it's a little less likely, I'd say.
Yeah, of course. I noticed like on your channel you make really simple tutorials posted on your YouTube. Do you have any like bigger upcoming projects that you'd like to release to the public?
Yeah, I'm currently working on a couple of projects. One that is somewhat small, another one that's kind of big. Like, um, I can talk about the big one. It's a Star Wars inspired game that I'm making with some
Mm-hmm.
friends, and also there's another one that it's similar to like a combination of murder mystery, evade.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combination of different games, but it's actually like well put together, and it's actually fun to play.
Yeah. And so like you're really thinking about like releasing it to the public like as a real
Yeah,
game.
these two games are going to be released to the public as a real game. This is going to be actually my first try trying to
Mm-hmm.
get people to play my game. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a very interesting thing for me.
Uh have you ever what was I gonna say? Okay. Yeah, I kind of lost that. I
No
was
problem.
gonna I was gonna ask you though, have you ever had any like contribution to any really big projects games?
Oof, not really. I wish,
Oh
but I'm
yeah.
just too new to this. I'm
Mhm.
very, very new.
When'd you
Like I
start?
said, I started in 2020,
Oh yeah.
messing around with stuff. I'd like to say that I think some people start around like messing around with stuff in Roblox Studio.
Mhm.
I guess I kind of started the same way, but the transition to the point where I said like I want to try to get a career out of this, I got to that point like fairly quickly. Even though I wasn't really that advanced at the time, like the the amount of time it took for me to get to that decision, it was very quickly. So I actually started taking it really seriously, scripting every day and everything very quickly.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh, how long do you think you're gonna be coding for?
Well, coding for maybe even if we count like even outside of Roblox, probably like at least 20 years.
Oh, you really?
Yeah,
That's
a
good.
lot of a lot of time. I'm taking this seriously, and I know that I need to spend at least 10 years if I want to make the most out of this.
Yeah, of course. Um, yeah. Well, you definitely want to start coding outside of Roblox so you can get higher opportunities with that.
The way I see it is that any person that doesn't have any experience in game development or in coding or any game development skill whatsoever, and they just don't know where to start, I think Roblox is probably the best platform you can start in, especially if you want to make like multiplayer games, because
Mhm.
they just make it so easy. They have like this gravity system, they have the multiplayer. It's just so easy. They pay for the servers as well. You don't have to set all that up. It's super easy.
Yeah, of course. Roblox makes it really easy to start developing.
And also people just tend to forgive more stuff or more like faults in
Mhm.
Roblox games. um for example, some things in Roblox games just wouldn't fly in actual games.
Yeah.
for, I don't know if you've played some of these games where maybe it's like the combat games mostly, where for example when you draw a sword your legs or your torso kind of ends up a little bit rotated, and it just makes the walk kind of weird.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Imagine that imagine that in an actual game, like in a AAA game. People
Yeah.
wouldn't, yeah, they wouldn't buy that.
Well, yeah, they would just think it's like a regular Roblox copy or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't fly in a real game. But Roblox has a lot of its own different graphics and quality. So that's what makes it so good about Roblox.
It has a lot of potential, and it definitely it comes like they have so much potential, and it really just comes down to the developer whether how much of that potential they actually want to take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen some crazy stuff done with the Roblox engine, like the Roblox Studio engine.
Yeah.
Beautiful games,
Uh.
and I
Oh yeah. You can keep going.
oh for sure. Okay, thank you. And I was gonna say that I think Roblox is in this like transition period right now, where they're kind of getting more serious with the builds and everything. If you take a look at the big upcoming games, at least in like the MMORPGs genre or any combat genre, um, most of the swords, most of the models, armors, etc., they look very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
So Roblox is getting more serious in a way, and it's pretty good to see.
Yeah. Like there's a ton of different games where the quality is just it's out of Roblox's um like
Like the baseline,
yeah, like you wouldn't think some games you just wouldn't think on Roblox.
yeah, they're
But
just taking the baseline higher and higher each time.
mhm. But there's a lot of developers who are really dedicated to what they do and they turn it into something serious.
Yeah, and that's the beauty about it.
Have you ever thought about like actually turning coding into a career? Like getting a job?
I have considered it. Yeah, I'm very tempted to do that
Mhm.
because the thing about coding is that once you learn, oh, my Roblox crashed.
Oh, did it?
Dang. Yeah,
Okay.
it did.
Well,
It just
everybody,
joined in.
let's take a quick break. Thanks for watching the Audit Podcast. Ba ba bum bum bum. All right,
Some kind.
Ludius. Uh, welcome back. Uh, so we're here.
Yeah, we're
So
back.
what we were talking about is whether you'd like to take coding as a career, and if you want to turn it into a job.
Yeah. So what I was saying before my Roblox crashed is that
Mm-hmm.
I've been very tempted to do so because, as I was saying, the thing about coding is once you learn one coding language, most of the other coding languages are going to be, at the very least, 5 times easier to learn because they are like in terms of logic, they all work kind of similar. And I've tried C sharp and Python as well. Python, I learned it in school. I don't fully master it, but I still have a lot to learn in
Yeah.
Python and in C sharp as well. C sharp is the one they use, I believe, in Unreal Engine, and I tried it, and it wasn't really that hard. I was actually doing all right learning, but then I actually like quit development for a while,
Mm-hmm.
for a very stupid reason actually. But yeah, that that happened, and I had to kind of stop. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've considered it because coding as a job, it actually pays well. And if I actually land a job with coding, I would be able to invest that money into my projects as a developer,
Mm-hmm.
which is ultimately what I want.
And you would actually like coders nowadays actually make like quite a bit of money, especially if you
Yeah,
become an engineer or something.
yeah, they do a lot. Like even if you don't have like a degree, you actually make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. I actually looked this up, and if you become an engineer for like Roblox itself, like the company, the starting pay is $177,000.
What?
If
That's
you,
more than
but
10K a month.
yeah, I know, but you do have to have like a lot of your certificates and experience. It's probably pretty hard to get a job like that with Roblox.
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the country I'm in, that it's like a third world country,
Mm-hmm.
if you get a not even a degree, if you just make like a course, you go through a course of um, coding and you learn how to code, and you just pretty much um, like you can, how do I say this? You can let people know that you know how to code. you can get the job anyways, and you actually earn very well. Like you can live on your own pretty comfortably. You can even probably like um basically you'd get like the equivalent of two incomes, so you can have two people in your house and you can
Yeah.
live comfortably with that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very tempting. Yeah, I've considered it.
Yeah, well, that's a really good path for you to take, cuz since if you love it that much, there's definitely a lot of potential for income.
The reason mainly why I haven't done it is because content creation plus the development projects plus university is
Mhm.
it's already taken pretty much all of my time. Well, I actually should mention this as well. I'm also like an athlete, so there's also a lot of time spent in that.
Yeah.
So I don't really have much time for anything else. But I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure everyone in the space goes through the same thing as I'm going. Like they don't have enough time for it, especially if you're like in college or something like that.
Yeah,
Life
of
just gets in the
course.
way.
I actually used to be a developer myself. I was pretty good at coding, Lua.
Oh, so you
And
were a scripter. Okay, cool.
yeah, I was. So I have like a little bit of familiar I'm like really familiar with it, and I was making YouTube videos for a long time, but that was like probably back in 2020. I was like 11.
Was it on the same channel that you have now?
No, it was on a completely different channel, which I'll show you, but I wouldn't release it to Audit Studios.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, but that
I just want
was
to say
mhm.
that your channel, like what you're doing, the content that you're putting out there, man, I just hope that one day you finally get what you deserve. Because, like, I think you're the first person and the only person that's actually doing this type of content, whether it's
Mhm.
about development or Roblox in general. I've seen no other podcasts, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. I actually got really inspired to do this because of the Modern podcast. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I think the owner of that channel is in the Dev Create server.
I haven't seen it. The Modern Podcast is called.
Yeah, if you look it up on YouTube, it's like really sophisticated and everything. That's like really what I'm trying to go for. Except he actually stopped making videos, but he had a real good video. One of his first videos was with Project Supreme.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
really what I'm trying to be like.
I'll check it out later. But yeah, that's good that you
Mhm.
have a goal and you know what you're striving for.
Yeah. But I
And I
also
really,
I also want to put something on for like an audience.
oh, I see. You can actually
Mhm.
get a pretty good audience with a podcast, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, of
Like some of the
course.
most loyal audiences that I've seen on YouTube in general are from like podcasts. The only difference is, in my opinion, I'm not like a content creation guru or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give my opinion on it. I think podcasts are a lot harder to grow, but they are, in terms of like loyalty from your audience, they're a lot better. And I've seen this at least within myself. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube, but the few times that I do, it's mostly podcasts.
Oh
And
yeah.
I find myself going back to the same podcasts.
Mhm. Well, yeah. But I think mostly like as a podcast, the audience that would be under my videos, like in the comments and my subscribers and everything, I don't think it would be like simply for me, but I think it would be a different audience for every single video for the people that I interview. Like with Smarty, when I interviewed Smarty, I think most of the people that commented on that video were probably a part of his channel.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that will make sense. But at the end of the day, um, well, yeah, you have a fair point with that. Like,
Mhm.
I get what you're saying. Like the
It's
people that
nothing
you
bad.
interview.
It's still good that the people get to see me interacting with other Roblox developers.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think how it will work is that when people see your podcast, like most of the people that you get on YouTube are not gonna be like loyal viewers, anyways, right? Unless
Mhm.
And then again, what is a loyal viewer? If you ask me, what I consider to be like a loyal viewer, it's a viewer that you can fully like interact with, and you can pretty much like just like put them like on a funnel. For example, they see you on your YouTube channel, and then maybe like they comment, and then maybe you comment back, and then maybe they go to your Discord, and now they're on your Discord, and you can
Yeah, of
talk to them.
course.
It's just people you can do stuff with.
Yeah. And I think I'll grow a little bit of my own audience. I just think a percentage of that audience are probably going to be from the developer side.
Yeah, a big percentage, because that's what your content is, right?
Yeah, because there, like me myself, I don't really like watching podcasts for the guy who makes podcasts. Like
I
I
got you.
like there's a lot of podcasts like if I see a famous guy like Jake Paul or something, he's on a podcast, I'll probably watch it just to see what he's up to and how life's going for him. And so I think that would probably be the same thing for you. I think a lot
Well,
of people would like to see how you're doing and how it's going with your success.
yeah, yeah. You have a fair point there.
Yeah, and it's nothing bad. I mean, it's still cool and everything, but I guess that's just how it is, you know.
But also, if you're the type of person that does the podcast, right,
Mhm.
and you always bring in interesting guests that have interesting things to say or have like interesting like life experiences, people are going to maybe they're not going to come to the podcast specifically for you, but like, maybe, well, this is basically what you said. You're going to be always like coming to the podcast because they know that you have interesting people in there.
Yeah.
Just like you
And
said. I'm sorry, I just repeated basically what you said.
yeah, and it doesn't matter to me. The whole reason I do podcasts is to let more information be known about the people that I interview.
And I really
Like,
appreciate that.
yeah, of course.
Very grateful
Because
to be here.
there's not a lot of YouTubers who like go out and post how they started and how it's all going for them. But I feel like
Yeah.
with audit podcasts, I can really show how they're doing and their success.
And this is going to be especially relevant like 2 to 3 years down the line, when all the people that you have interviewed, like so you've already had some big names in here, right?
Yeah,
When
of
these
course.
people finally like cash in on their development, meaning when they finally like start getting traction as a developer,
Mhm.
they'll be able to see where they started, and that's actually very good. Because
Yeah, of course.
sometimes I think people sometimes don't do it, not because they don't want to, but rather because they already have so many things that they have to do, that
Yeah.
another thing is just hard
Yeah.
for them.
Like, yeah, they wouldn't go out and make a video about themselves.
Exactly. And it's very important to see how other developers started,
Mhm.
especially if you're a starter developer, because then you can pretty much copy and paste the way they think, what are their habits,
Yeah,
how
of
they
course.
think, and everything,
Yeah, and I also
how they build
simply I
things.
also simply just like talking to creators. It's nice to meet all of you, and
Yeah,
I'm
the
hoping that I'm
connections.
I'm hoping that I'm able to be able to meet bigger people in the future.
I'm sure you will, bro. As I said, you're the only one that's doing this.
Yeah, of course.
And
Uh
most people will get depressed by the type of content you're doing because of the views, right? Because
mhm.
sometimes when you're doing podcasts, it's kind of hard to get a lot of views. Well, when you're starting any YouTube channel, it's hard anyways, but especially with podcasts.
Yeah,
But
of
not
course.
podcasts are not for everyone, right?
Mhm. But for podcasts, the reason that I'm actually doing this is not really so much viewers cuz I didn't really start the channel to thinking I was going to get a lot of viewers and stuff, but mostly I want to build like good connections with other developers.
Which is a lot more important than the viewers.
Yeah, of course. I mean, all my viewers are important, and I think that um that's why I'm doing this, so I can actually just put on something for the viewers, but also to be able to have connections with different developers.
Do you think, or do you see yourself? Oh my god, did my Roblox crash again? Yo,
I hope it didn't.
how is?
Hold on, guys. We're gonna take five. Hold on.
Oh my god,
Ba da
bro.
bum bum bum. All right, welcome back, everybody. The second time. We're back.
Listen. Don't make fun of my PC, okay? It's a little
Yeah,
old,
but
but it gets the job done.
yeah, I guess the job done. All right. So, what were we talking about, Ludius?
We were talking about your podcast.
Yeah, of course. Um, yeah. Well, my podcast is going pretty good right now. And I hope it does better in the future. So,
Sure, it will, brother.
mhm. But like back onto your side, I just wanted to ask you more about like Roblox developing itself and uh like have you ever sold any of your creations for Robux or money or anything like that?
I haven't sold my creations, but I have sold my services. I have done some little commissions in the past,
Mhm.
but I'm mostly I've just it's just like as I said before. I feel like I'm new to this, even though it's been like 2 years, 2 years and a half. I just haven't had like
Mhm.
enough time or anybody really to guide me because like for the most part, like I didn't know any developers or connect with any other developers up until like what, like 4 or 5 months ago. So
Mhm.
most of my growth as a developer has come from the last 5 months somehow.
Yeah, of course. The way I actually started was by watching Rose Scripter. Rose Scripter was he was like really simple like you, but he'd get the job done. And
For
so,
me, when I was actually doing research to start learning scripting, I learned from the Dev King, or you might know him as Tapwater. He's a big YouTuber in
oh
Roblox
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I know him.
And then I solidified my basis with the book, The Ultimate Guide. I think it was The Ultimate Guide about Roblox scripting from Heath Haskins. Yo, I'm just, I'm sorry, I'm just giving like free shout outs to people out here. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, of course. No, but I think I've seen that book and I was like actually really close to ordering it. But
I've, you want to know something crazy? I made one video and I told people to buy it, and I'm just seeing the comments full of "Yo, I bought the book. Yo, I bought the book," and I'm like, "Yo, I should have gotten an affiliate link. What did
I
I
know.
do?
You're
I
like, "Hey
messed up."
guys, buy this." And then like everybody starts buying it.
I'm like, I just
That's
made that
actually
build like a
crazy.
hundred bucks.
Yeah, of course. Uh yeah. But I mean, that's still you still have experience with that. I mean, you can advertise other things with an affiliate
Um,
link.
yeah. Well, I don't have experience with affiliate links. I've tried affiliate programs before, where I've had no success with it.
Yeah, I know. I've tried too, but those don't really work for me.
It's just too much work.
Yeah. I know you've said this before, but do you have friends who script with you?
No, I'm the only scripter I know.
Mhm.
At least the only scripter that's like um decently advanced.
Yeah.
I know other scripters, but I've just known them because of my videos, and most of them are starters.
Yeah.
There are a couple that are advanced, but they're not really like my friends yet. I
Yeah, of
talk to them
course.
sometimes, but the only developer I've really had like to help me in all this is um my cousin.
Oh yeah.
Um, I've mentioned him a lot in my videos, but he was the one that got me into development in the first place. And yeah, that's the only person I've had, and he's a builder for the
Oh
most part.
yeah.
He's branching out right now. He's trying scripting and stuff, but he's mostly a
Mhm.
builder, so he couldn't help me in scripting.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, y'all can Y'all could have a lot of correlation with each other in making games.
I mean, yeah, we could, but the thing is, he's so much more advanced than me that it's kind of hard for me to even keep up, if you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
He's like really, does he model and stuff?
Model? Yeah, he knows how to model.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty
He knows how
cool
to model
cuz
and texture.
oh wow, cuz there's not a lot of people who develop with their family members, so that's like unique.
We've tried some stuff, but we haven't really like committed to any projects together.
Mhm. Well, you
Maybe in
should
the future though.
yeah, you should definitely try out reaching to other developers and making
I
connections
will.
with them.
I'm trying my best right now to do so, and yeah, I think I'll definitely do a lot more of that. Trying to build my network
Mhm.
when I'm done with at least one of my projects that I have right now.
Mhm.
So I'll have a lot more free time.
Yeah, of course. Have you ever been, I know that you're not like a really popular dude right now, but have you ever been like noticed by Roblox themselves?
No, not really.
No.
I've barely been in this space for like 2 months now,
Oh
so
yeah.
it's pretty early.
Yeah. Well,
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
yeah, of course. Take five. Ba da bum bum bum. All right, welcome back, everybody. Uh, for the third time.
Yo, no, my computer didn't crash this time.
For okay, he didn't crash, but we still had a tiny bit of an interruption, but that's all right. The Audit Podcast never goes through interruptions.
Yeah, so sorry about that, everyone. Should I
Yeah.
just continue where I was,
Yeah, of
or?
course. We were talking about if you've ever like been noticed by Roblox or anything.
Oh, right. So I was saying that I'm very very new to the space, and yeah, so maybe a few years down the line, because I have plans to make it far in here, but yeah, all of this kind of took me by surprise. Even though it's only like 1,000 subscribers, I feel like I've taken a level of responsibility, even though like I think I own responsibility to my followers, right? Because
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this. Yeah, I mentioned this in the end of each one of my videos, but I'm actually like also teaching them a bunch of stuff every every Saturday. So actually, before I came here to the podcast, I was actually talking with them. We were going through a bunch of stuff in scripted, and I was teaching them a bunch of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that just like because I always had that plan, right? Like when I
Yeah.
reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But I was also planning to like develop some things in the process, like in the meantime, in the time that took me to get to 1,000 subscribers. But then I got to 1,000 subscribers in like 3 weeks mainly. I got like
Mm.
800 subs like in 3 weeks somehow, and it just took me by surprise, and I just had to rush everything.
Yeah. YouTube is definitely a good place to grow on. And you're also a really good dedicated YouTuber, and I mean I even liked watching your videos.
I do my best.
Yeah. I was checking out your Discord server earlier before the podcast, and I noticed that you had a dev call. And so
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess that's what that was.
Yeah, yeah, that's precisely what it was.
Um if okay, so we can move on to the next question. I wanted to ask you uh like if we go back like way back to 2020 when you started. I know you said that your cousin helped you and everything, but I really wanted to know like what inspired you to like start developing.
Well,
Like
if I'm being completely honest, I'm gonna tell you the whole story because why not?
mhm.
So it all started. I've always messed around with Roblox Studio, kinda saying I make games, but in reality, I just use like the preset games. That was when I was like 10. But then when I became like 15, I started talking with one of my closest friends about making like our dream game and everything. We would spend every single recess talking about this dream game. We even wrote down everything. And then when it came to the actual creation of the game, I remember this day so vividly. I got home, I didn't even have lunch. Right, like right after school, I didn't even have lunch. I sit down on my computer, I open Roblox Studio, and then I go like, all right, I'm gonna start creating the fire element for this game.
Yeah,
And
of
then I'm
course.
like, what do I do?
Yeah, no.
I didn't
It's
know how to
like
do anything.
like you open your laptop and you're like, where do I start?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even making this up or trying to sound it like exaggerated. That was literally what it happened. I sat down, and then like all the hype just went away, and I was just like humbled. I was like, I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, of course. Like you're just like all excited to like start your game and then it's just you start seeing reality.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, from there, I just started trying to learn different things for that game. And eventually, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just watch a full-on tutorial playlist on how to code because I didn't even know that games required coding at that time. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
so when I saw that, I kind of got a little bit scared. I'm not even gonna lie.
Mhm.
But then I started learning, and then I got to where I am today.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know if you've like seen this, but there's actually a game on Roblox where it teaches you how to script.
Yeah, there is a game.
It's
I tried it actually.
yeah, I
It's
tried it.
decent.
I tried it too, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world because there's only so much you can do with like Roblox, and it's really hard to recreate a whole programming system with that same programming system, right?
Mhm.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it can explain some concepts, but I'd rather just watch a playlist
Yeah, and
at
I
that point.
think YouTube is a little bit more self-explanatory.
Yeah, for real.
But um I wanted to ask you with in your YouTube channel, have you ever gone through like any failures?
I mean, right now I could be considered to be in a failure because my channel is like the views are not the same as before,
Mhm.
but I've always been the type of person to believe that if you fall, you just gotta get back up, and you will get back up eventually if you trust yourself.
Yeah, of
So I think
course.
that within time, it's just gonna get better. So I'm not really worried about the failures.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sure your channel is going to grow back up.
Just gotta keep doing what I'm doing,
Yeah, of
and
course.
we'll go back up, improving a little bit every video.
Mhm. Have you ever done any videos with other developers or was it just
No,
always you?
it's been always me. You've actually been the first collab.
What's that?
You've actually been the first person that I've done another video with.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. That makes me feel special.
Yeah,
uh yeah, but
I'm
I'm
just so
really
new to this,
I'm really I'm really glad to have you here on the podcast.
and I'm very grateful for the opportunity you provided. Really
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. But anyways, I think we can finish off here. Uh, it was great. It was great having you on the podcast.
Thanks for inviting me, man. I really enjoyed our time. I really enjoyed our talk. I think we
Yeah, of
gave
course.
people some good content.
Mhm. And
And yeah,
you're a really professional person too, and you're really like open minded to talk to.
yeah, you have to be an open-minded person in this business,
Yeah, of course.
and you're
All
very
right.
professional as well. Even if it, oh, closed it.
No, no, no. It's still recording.
Okay, okay. I just want to say, like, just to put it out there, he's very professional as well. Like, you're very professional as well. Even in the way you approached me when you messaged me and everything,
Yeah, of course. I
you're
try
very
to
professional.
I try to do that with everybody. I mean, I want to stay as professional as I can to keep a good relationship with the person I'm interviewing.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah, of course. But thanks for being on, Ludius, and to the audience, if you want to check out Ludius's links, I'll leave them down in the description. You can join his Discord. I don't know if do you have a Roblox group?
Um, Not really at the moment.
Okay.
Have one
Well,
for development.
okay. Well, yeah, I'll just leave any links correlated to Ludius in the description. So, thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna take 100 until we get my next person. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll see y'all later.
That's all, folks.